so as junior year was wrapping up, I was looking at senior year. So there were a lot of things to come, like my senior pictures and my graduation and all that stuff. And I wanted Barry to be included. So basically, since we were little, like Barry was always, he had to do whatever the sisters had to do. So he would come to our Saturday morning soccer games and cheer us on. And like whenever we didn't want to have to do something, he probably didn't either, but he had to, just like we did. We never treated him like just because he's in a wheelchair or disabled, he can just stay at home and watch cartoons. Like, no, he was coming to everything for as long as he could. And I didn't want that to change. And I knew that, like, it wasn't fair if Brooke could be in my senior pictures, like I was in hers, and Barry couldn't. So I told my mom that I would not be taking senior pictures unless Barry would be in them. And so luckily we found a photographer who was willing to go all the way out to Groton, and Seven Hills had a nice campus, I guess you would call it. So we did take these beautiful pictures, and this was the first day that was like some sort of miracle. Like Barry hadn't been having a great week up till then, and then on that day he was weirdly all smiles and healthy and fine to get out of bed and go take some pictures. So I didn't really notice it yet, that like miracle type day. But then after the senior pictures hurdle, it was that Barry was coming to my graduation. And I had talked to nurses who had told me like, oh yeah, no problem. We take kids out all the time to family events. Like his neighbor had just gone to his brother's wedding. And I was like, perfect. Then like, let's start planning. It was only in the fall of my senior year at this point. So we had all the way until June. And I knew my mom really didn't want Barry to come to the graduation because she was worried that something would happen and it would ruin the day. But I didn't really realize that portion at first. I just heard her say no, which I didn't like. And the nurses had already told me it would be no problem, so I don't know why she thought it would be a problem. So I remember it was around Christmas time, and for Christmas I made Barry like a graduation survival kit, and like I wrote him this letter about like how he was going to come to my graduation, and in the present was like the outfit I wanted him to wear, and it was like a fan so he wouldn't get too hot, and like a little stuffed bear with a graduation cap and gown. And so like my whole family was there at Christmas, and they kind of like all were looking at each other like, she doesn't really get that he's not gonna come to graduation. And I knew they were giving each other those looks, but I also knew that Barry was gonna be there. And so what I didn't know was there was a lot of behind the scene works and really behind my back works of my mom with the nurses and Dr. Howard trying to figure out if there was any way this could be possible. So I think it was approaching pretty close to my graduation date when they finally said, here's the compromise. Barry can come home the day of graduation to the house and be in the pictures, but he can't come to the school for graduation. It was too hot and too much noise and that kind of thing. And fine, I was happy with that. He would at least be a part of the celebration. So I remember that when I saw that Seven Hills van coming down the street, like it was such a weird moment, like that someone was bringing Barry home, which was like, I wish that hadn't had to happen. Like it was really weird that it was a reminder that he wasn't living at the house. And so he had come in just like a nice but regular outfit, and they had brought the outfit I got him, and he was this was miracle day number 2. He was having such a great day. He was smiling, getting down off the bus,